Welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. After starting the chicken shed build last week, we continued with it this week as well. The roofing is now all on, and we managed to find the post the beam that we were looking for to go across the top where the roller door needs to go. The roller door hasn't been installed yet, but we're all ready to take that next step. And all of the posts have been concreted in. Probably not any work on it this weekend. Got a few other bits and pieces going on, but in the next few weeks I'm sure that we'll get it going. This week we hosted the cubs on the farm because they were learning about fire safety and how to build campfires. So what we did is the night before they came, we headed out and we grabbed a whole lot of wood to make quite a large fire so that they could see and so that there was warmth. And then we also gathered dry twigs and kindling and distributed it around underneath some of the trees close by so that the kids could then go in to the bush and find some dry twigs to be able to make their own small fires. It was quite a lot of fun. They did really well. They were really respectful around the fire and they understood the danger. But they were also really excited, and we finished with marshmallows and Tim Tams. Over the past few weeks I've been talking about balancing work when work is where you live, and also about using Trello and organisational tools to create lists and to get tasks done. Part of what I've found, having moved away from full-time employment where you have to be at the office at a particular time, you have to get in the car at a particular time in order to get to work, all of that kind of thing, I found that it's important to set up a morning routine for myself, one that takes care of me from a personal perspective, but then also gets me ready for my day ahead. So here is my morning routine. Number 1, I wake up naturally. I don't set an alarm, and I tend to wake up roughly within the same time every morning. Part of that is that I go to bed at a fairly regular time, so my body just knows that that's the amount of sleep that I need. And I find that if I do sleep a little bit longer, it's obviously because I need it for whatever reason. I find the not waking up to an alarm, it's much calmer and it feels obviously quite natural. And it means that I start the day slowly and not from a jolt out of sleep that I was probably really needing. Number 2, as soon as I am awake, I get out of bed and I open all of the blinds. It's amazing how good you feel when first thing in the morning you see lots of natural light, you get to see the trees and the birds, and just start to feel like part of the farm and the possibilities of what the day holds. Whether that's a beautiful sunny day or a cold, wet day, there's always something to look forward to. Number 3, coffee and some water. So I get out of bed, go and turn on the coffee machine. While the coffee machine is warming up, I grab a glass of water. When the coffee machine is ready, I make my coffee and I go back to bed. That's right, I go back to bed. And I sit and I savour my coffee. Number 4, I read. And by read, I mean old school paper book read. So while I'm enjoying my coffee, I'm reading a book. And I switch between a few books. At the moment, I've got 2 different non-fiction books and a fiction book as well. And depending on my mood or the amount of time that I feel I have that morning to read, I will choose one of those books, drink my coffee, and just enjoy that. It's a different way, I think, of starting your brain without being on a screen. And it stimulates a different part of my brain. I used to try and read in the evenings. It didn't feel right. I felt like it was stimulating my brain rather than putting me to sleep. And when I was working full time, I felt too tired to read and not enough time. Whereas by taking this special time for myself in the morning while I'm enjoying my caffeinated beverage, it's become a real ritual and something that really starts to get my brain going before I get into the rest of my day. Number 5, social media. And I know this is probably bad, but what I do after I've read for probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I will then just jump on to my iPad, go through the socials, and then finish by looking at YouTube, seeing what are recommended videos for me, looking at my subscriptions, and maybe watching a short video about business development or an interesting talk or something like that, just to, again, get the brain stimulated in a different way. Number 6, breakfast. And this is something that I really struggled with in my previous work life, is that I didn't feel like I could eat when I first got up. And then by the time I'd been up for any period of time, I then wasn't hungry, or I was in the car and I couldn't eat, or I was too busy. But now I really do need it to start my day. I still can't eat first thing when I wake up, but after I've spent that little bit of time just relaxing, I get my breakfast, don't go back to bed, and then I can continue on with my routine. Number 7, shower. And being at home, you would think maybe some days that I wouldn't do that, but I feel that that is that final step in waking me up and making me feel like I'm ready for the day. So I shower, I put on sun cream, moisturize, brush the hair, put on just some tracksuit pants and a top or whatever. It doesn't have to be fancy work clothes, but just something that is not really loungy and is not pajamas. And then I feel that I can start my day. So they're my 7 steps that I do every morning to get myself ready before I start work. I then have some structure and schedules for my work life as well, but we can get into those another time. That's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.